Hi all, we're going to do some more Ruby. We're going to do number 5 today. First I'll put it on C colon. I'm going to drag a shortcut to the desktop here so I can get back to that. We only have 5 files today. Let's start Ruby. We'll clear the screen. Okay, CD to C colon. CD into the Ruby folder. CD into the 05 folder. We can do a dir to see the files. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, first one, let's go ahead and open it up here. It's kind of the same as the previous video. We're just creating a function, and then we do the function call, but we do it with 2 numbers. So let's run it first and then we'll talk about it. So we use Ruby and run the first file, and there's our printout. Okay, so we create a variable, name it number1, num1, store 5 in it. Create a second variable, num2, store 2 in it. And then we do 2 printouts, 1, 2. First printout, num1 is, that's where we get this. And then this guy here grabs num1 from here and prints out the 5. That's how we get the 5. Then we do a new line. That's how we get from here down to here. Then we do the second print. And we go num2 is. That's how we get this. Num2 is, colon. And then this grabs num2 and prints out a 2 here. And then we do another new line to get us down on this line here. Okay, so that part should be fairly easy. Then we create a function. We define a function named myFunction. MyFunction takes 2 arguments. The 2 arguments are separated by a comma. Their names are num1 and num2. Inside the function, we have 2 lines of code. Line 1 does a little math. Line 2 does a printout. And then we'll talk about these after we do the function call. And then we do the function call. So the function call actually executes the function to get the function to run. Okay, we do the function call, send the function 2 arguments, 2 variables. we send it num1 and num2. So a 5 comes into here, a 2 comes into here, so 5 comes into here, a 2 comes into here. It adds them together with the plus sign, stores a 7 in here, and then we have the printout. Num is colon, that's how we get number is colon, and then this guy here grabs the 7 from here and prints out the 7 up here. Okay, so these programs are getting tough. You can see if we just add a few things, they start getting big really fast. So don't try to learn these in one day. You might be able to follow along pretty good now, but spend a couple days on each one. Okay, so now we'll go on to number 2. First we'll clear the screen, and let's go ahead and run it. Okay, and we'll open it up here. Okay, so it's kind of the same thing, but inside here we're doing something a little different. I just thought I'd show you this technique. Same thing here at the top, num1, num2, print the 2 out. Okay, so that's it, exactly the same as the previous one. Create a function. We'll go over the function when we do the function call. Then we do the function call here. Call the function, send it 2 arguments, num1 and num2. num1 and num2. So we do the function call. It starts up the function. Num1, num2. So a 5 comes into here and a 2 comes into here. Okay, so 5 comes into here, 5 comes into here, and then we store it in here. So now function num1, there's a 5 in there. Number 2 comes in here, number 2 is here, and then we make function num2 equal to 2. So we store 2 in here. Then we do some math. Here we're doing subtraction. So 5 minus 2, we store a 3 in here. And then we do the printout. Number is colon. That's how we get this guy here. Number is colon. And then this guy grabs the 3 that is stored in here and prints out 3 here. Okay, so all I'm after here is to show you the technique is once you get these variables inside a function, you can store them someplace else. You don't have to, but just depends on what you're working on. You know, sometimes it's nice to get those into a different name in case these change up here for some reason. Then you have the numbers in here that you want here, that you sent it here. Okay. Okay, great. Now we'll go on to number 3. Let's clear the screen and we'll go ahead and run it, see what it does. We'll open it up here. Now this one won't fit all on one page. See, there's the function calls are down here. It's kind of the same, but we just do 2 function calls. We do a function call here, send it num1, num2, then we call the same function again, but with 2 different variables. See, up here we created 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this time is the first function call, and then this one would be the second function call. 5 minus 2 is 3, we get this one. 10 minus 8, we get 2 is this one. So the whole idea here is we can call the same function, but with different numbers. Here we have 5 and 2. Here we have 10 and 8. These two are 10 and 8. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk through this. We create a variable, number 1, and store a 5 in it. We create a number 2 variable and store 2 in it. Then we create a num3 and store 10 in it. Then we create num4 and store 8 in it. Then we do a printout. Num1 is, that's this one here. And then this guy grabs the 5. And prints out the 5 here. Then we do a new line that gets us down to here. And then we get num2 is. We get num2 is. And this guy grabs the 2 and prints out the 2. Okay, and we just didn't bother to print these 2 out. Okay. Okay, and then the important part is here. We create the function. We define a function. Name it my function. My function takes 2 arguments, num1 and num2. And then we just take num1, store it in there, num2, store it in there. And then we do some math here. Store the total here, and we do the printout. Okay? So then we call the function. We call this function here. Send it num1, num2. Num1 and num2 is 5 and 2. 5 and 2. 5 and 2. So 5 comes into here, 2 comes into here, 5 is here, 5 is stored here, 2 comes into here, 2 comes into here, 2 is stored here. So we got 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 is stored here. and then we do the print. Number is, and this guy grabs 3 from here and prints out the 3 here. Okay, then we do a new line. That's how we get from here to here. And we do the function call again. See, this was the first function call. This is the second function call. But this time we're sending different numbers. num3, num4. num3 is 10, num4 is 8. So we do the function call. 10 comes into here, 8 comes into here, 10 comes into here, 10 comes into here, 8 comes into here, 8 comes into here. Then we go 10 minus 8, and 2 is stored in here. Then we do the printout. Number is colon. That's how we get this one. Number is colon. And we have a 2 stored in here, right? This guy grabs the 2 stored in here, and it prints out the 2 here. Okay, so that one's kind of tough. It's kind of long, drawn out. It's just more of the same stuff. And that's what you'll find in a lot of the programming things. It's once you learn how to do it, it's just kind of hard to follow sometimes. You might have 5-10 pages of this stuff, and it's hard to follow how things are bouncing around. But as you do it for a while, you'll be able to comprehend more. The longer you do it, the better you get at following how an application works. And another thing is, see how in the previous videos we've kept these variables the same name? num1, num2, num1, num2, num1, num2. That's not necessary. I only did it in the previous videos to make it easier for you to follow how things flowed through the program. You can see here we have num3, but num3 is coming into here. num3 is coming into here. Okay? It knew what number it was getting because it's the first argument here and it's the first argument here. Second argument here, second argument here. These guys here, these grab these 2 here. But when it got down to here, that name really didn't matter. It just said first arg here, first arg here, second arg here, second arg here. And then this one matched this one, and this one had to match that one. There's no right or wrong. It just depends on how you want to write your code. Each person is different. Writing code is as much as an art as it is to paint a picture or write a song. Okay, so that is a tough one though, so take your time with it. You might be able to follow through it now, but print it out, study it. Okay, and these last 2 are just a couple small simple ones. So let's see, 4. Okay, so this one won't run through the script. So what we have to do here is copy this and paste this into here. And then that shows us our version of Ruby that we're using. Ruby minus V. That V stands for version. And this little dash here, that's what they call a switch. Okay, we're saying on Ruby, I'm going to send you this guy here. Do something with that minus V. And it says, Ruby said, okay, V stands for version. I'm going to print out the version. Usually when it comes to these types of programming things, you know, Ruby, Perl, Python, you know, all the scripting type things, every letter in the alphabet does something. Usually uppercase and lowercase might do something different, so it's almost impossible to memorize all of them. If you only work with one language, you can get really good at remembering most of them, but I wouldn't worry about it for now. I just wanted to make you aware that these switches exist. Okay, and then number 5 is the same thing, but we're using the exec command to run that command inside of a script. Okay, and you can see it's the same command here, Ruby minus V, Ruby minus V, except we ran it inside of a script. We got the same exact printout. You can also get the version by typing this out, and you can see it's exactly the same printout. So, you know, usually with this stuff there's 2-3 ways to get the same thing, so I'm finding that to be true with Ruby 2. There's multiple ways to do the same thing. Okay, and I think we'll call her a day there. Okay, see you next time. Bye.